Hey, good evening, my beautiful butterflies and fly guys. Listen, I hope everyone has had a wonderful week thus far, and I hope you're ready to get into tonight's conversation. So I want to get right into our show. So without further ado, I want you guys to do me a favor and tell Lottie Dottie and everybody that HeSpoke Fashion is on live. And we'll be right back. Are you ready, AB? All right, let's get it. Hit it. Yeah, in the HeSpoke Fashion. All right, guys, again, thank you for joining us, and I'm glad that you've taken time out of your busy schedule to have this conversation. As I said in my opening monologue, I want to get right into our discussion. So, guys, as many of you may be aware, WBA Lightweight champion Gervonta Tank Davis faced Lamont Roach in a highly anticipated bout last Saturday, which many fans believe lived up to expectations. Now, the fight concluded with a controversial split decision, and Tank Davis's commentary on the events may have provided one of the most memorable or funniest moments in boxing history. Now, this leads us to our topic of discussion this evening, which is the most feminine moment in boxing history. That's right, guys. That's what we're going to be discussing this evening. And while some of you may hold different opinions about my forthcoming remarks, I urge you, please engage into the conclusion to fully understand their significance. Now, without further ado, let us proceed. AB, please roll the clip.
Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with right. He took a knee. He took a knee. What is he doing?
He forgot his
left. Oh, and that.
All right, guys, listen, I'm confident that by now you have all viewed this clip. You've had the opportunity to form your observations and your opinions on it. Now, many fans and analysts contend that Tank would have lost the fight had referee Steve Willis ruled a knockdown when Davis, as you saw there, unexpectedly knelt on the canvas during the round. Now, guys, as you know, the match took place before a sold-out audience of about 19,250 at Barclays Center in the lovely city of Brooklyn, New York, and the ninth round left many spectators in disbelief, as again, Davis suddenly dropped to his knee after receiving a jab from Roach. Now, although the punch appeared to, and I would say momentarily impair Davis's vision, as evidenced in that clip that we just watched, he subsequently walked to that corner where a towel was used to wipe his eye. But guys, let's now hear Tank's explanation for his decision to take a knee. Let's watch.
You voluntarily took a knee midway through this fight. It was not ruled a knockdown. What happened?
I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in my so the was like, you know, like when you sweating and things like that, and the grease come in my face, it burnt my eyes type shit. Damn, why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Come on, man. Look at my hair. I just got my shit done. But it's all cool, man. You know how I get. They love you and then they hate you. Turn around there and love you again. You know what I mean?
Tank.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard Tank's insights. However, before we proceed with our discussion, AB, do me a favor, could you please present our disclaimer? You know, we have to show this because we want to ensure that our content remains respectful and considerate, especially for those who might be more sensitive. Now, guys, it is never our intention to offend anyone. So thank you, AB. Now, guys, let's delve deeper into our discussion. Do you recall the earlier days when Gervonta Davis's hairstyle began to emerge among men outside of Jamaican or Rastafarian communities, particularly within hip hop and various black communities. Listen, some of you may be too young to remember when artists like Redman and Method Man popularized dreadlocks, creating an urban aesthetic that was widely emulated across the nation. Yes, guys, even I tried. No, I'm kidding. I didn't try. But additionally, the group known as the Lost Boys made significant contributions to this trend with their memorable hits. AB, let's play it.
Yeah. We fam, finally up in this piece. Got my mans that put me on, you know what I'm saying? One shout out to the Uptown, you know what I mean? Word up. MCA, this is how we do any day. Me and Freaky Ty, Pretty Lou, my man. Big night.
Guys, I don't know about you, but I want to say with frontman Mr. Cheeks at the helm, showcasing his distinctive locks and his impeccable sense of style, this fashion trend, hear me close guys, rapidly gained popularity, resonating with inner city youth across the United States. Now, although the look was often criticized for its hardcore roughneck aesthetic, it became emblematic of a burgeoning urban fashion movement. Now guys, when the group Naughty by Nature, led by frontman Tretch, when they released hits like OPP, guys, their music reached college campuses nationwide. Now this exposure inspired young black men, many of whom had never experienced life in the inner city environments or even in public housing. It influenced them to adopt this style. Now, accompanying this fashion transformation was an attitude that suggested our youth were forging their own path in the realm of urban fashion. What was that, Grogu? What did you say? Oh, you're down with OPP. Yes, you know me. You down with OPP? Yes, you know. You down with OPP? Yes, everybody. Ha ha ha. Everybody was down with OP back in that day. Every last homie. But unfortunately, guys, now hear me close. Gone are the days when masculine men demonstrated that a change in hairstyle could not alter their true essence. But wait, were they mistaken? That is the question. You see, none of us could have anticipated a time when the feminization of black men would be prominently displayed in the boxing ring during one of the sport's most significant events. That is, if we believe Tank's excuse to be true. Now, guys, immediately after Davis made this excuse, his hairstylist decided that she would counter his claim, guys, with receipts. Now, she said, I did his hair Wednesday. It's Saturday. He did press, gym, and the weigh-in. That's no excuse. How much grease did I use, blank? Is the grease in the room with us? Now, guys, she even posted what she is alleging she used instead of grease. And that's what you see here. Now, AB, could you zoom in and bring that picture up full mass, please? Thank you. Now, guys, you see it. As you can see here, the label shows the words, no grease. No grease. No grease. No grease.
Stop the cap.
Right. Now, guys, could it be that Gervonta Davis was not being 100% truthful? Let's take another look at a clip from the fight, shall we? Let's take a look. No, well, One individual has commented regarding the response. So I don't think we have that clip, AB. Don't worry about it. Yes, it says, bro really beefing with his hairstylist. LMAO. Boxing has become a joke. Now, another commenter appears to echo the sentiment that boxing has become a joke when they shared the same sport that puts YouTubers and 60-year-olds on pay-per-view fights. Shaking my head. Boxing has been cooked for a while now. Now, guys, does this commenter have a point? Now, you do remember the fight that he is referencing, don't you? Yeah, that was the... yeah. The old Mike Tyson, young Jake Paul fight. So, guys, the prevailing sentiment suggests that Gervonta Davis's excuse did not positively impact public perception of the current boxing landscape. Furthermore, the mere consideration of this excuse indicates, in my view, a significant shift in dynamics. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, guys, the feminization of black men is a topic that many in our community prefer to avoid. Now, I acknowledge that it is a challenging subject, and as someone who typically refrains from engaging in conspiracy theories, I too have been reluctant to address it. However, it is time for us to initiate this conversation. You see, we did not engage in it when the incident occurred here. We did not. Nor did we engage here. So, since we did not there or here, therefore we missed it here.
Good guys, it's Ron Hollywood Williams here, and you know it's a big day for me. As you can clearly see, it's my birthday, and it's also the big game, so you know I gotta get right today. Gotta start off right, get the nails right. Let's go. For my Stylist Hanson pick on my birthday, you know I gotta go back to my first ever color, the Honest Picture, all black, baby. Gotta finish up with the top coat, make it shine, last longer. All done and ready to enjoy my birthday and the big.
All right, guys. Now, listen, the notion that black masculinity, let's get this right here, that black masculinity is being deliberately feminized by society frequently arises even in cultural discourse, warranting a careful examination of its implications. Now, it is essential to recognize that masculinity, including black masculinity, is not a fixed concept. Rather, it has evolved over generations, influenced by a variety of cultural, social, and historical factors. Now, historically, black men have encountered attempts to control
my Stylist Hanson pick on my
isolating or oscillating between hypermasculinity, where they are portrayed as inherently aggressive or threatening. Now, there are restrictions on their self-expression as well. Now, some contend that mainstream media perpetuates specific representations of black men through fashion, through hairstyles, and behaviors that do not conform to traditional notions of masculinity. Guys, did you hear that? They're using these entities in ways that are not traditional. Now, conversely, others argue that society is expanding the definition of masculinity, thereby accommodating a wider range of identity expressions. Now, I do think that to be a good thing. Now, central to this discourse is the critical question. Here's the question, guys, I'm posing to you. Who has the authority to define masculinity? I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Who has the authority to define masculinity? Well, guys, while you're getting your answers together, I will say that as a Christian, I believe the Bible offers several insights regarding men, particularly in relation to the topic of long hair. We say dreads, and most dreads are long hair. So one of the most frequently referenced passages is a little Bible study here, guys, but 1 Corinthians 11, verse number 14, in which Paul states, "Does not nature itself teach you that if a man wears long hair, it is a shame unto him or a disgrace for him?" Now, guys, this verse is often invoked in discussions concerning men and long hair. However, it is essential to consider the cultural context in which it was written. So in ancient Greco-Roman society, short hair was predominantly associated with masculinity, while long hair was often viewed as more feminine. So Paul was addressing the Corinthians who were situated within this cultural framework, and his remarks were aimed at upholding social order and guys, of course, reinforcing distinctions between genders. See, there were distinctions between male and female. Now, personal convictions, cultural context, and intent play significant roles when we are interpreting biblical principles regarding appearance. Now, regrettably, it seems that many individuals have moved away from placing their trust in biblical teachings, prompting the need to consult alternative resources. And for the sake of this discussion, I think a better question is this. And this I want to ask to you. You see it on the screen. Can a change in hairstyle for a man affect his behavior in a manner reflective of that hairstyle? Now, guys, what does that mean? Well, the answer is indeed a change in hairstyle can impact a man's behavior influenced by a blend of psychological, social, and cultural factors. Now, when an individual alters their appearance, they often experience a shift in self-perception. Now, for instance, a man who opts for a more feminine or unconventional hairstyle may feel more expressive, rebellious, or even sophisticated depending on the chosen style. But hear me close, guys. If a new hairstyle corresponds with a specific aesthetic, such as long flowing hair often linked to artistic or free-spirited individuals, he may unconsciously embrace that persona. Hairstyles can subtly influence an individual's demeanor. For instance, guys, a slick back or meticulously styled look may evoke a sense of polish and refinement, while shaggy, longer hair could foster a more relaxed or dusty attitude, all right? But listen, additionally, if a hairstyle requires significant maintenance, it may, in fact, prompt the man to adopt grooming habits that reflect this upkeep, thereby making him more meticulous or even detail-oriented. What was that, Grogu? What did you say? Oh, what does my bald head signify about me? I'm so glad you asked, my friend. Well, I would say
it's my birthday, and it's
my appearance without concealment or even without denial. Guys, listen, do you recall the concept of enclothed cognition, which suggests that clothing can impact behavior? Similarly, hairstyles can exert a comparable influence. So get this, guys, when a man chooses a style culturally associated with a particular personality type, he may unconsciously begin to embody those traits. So in this context, one might note the distinction in language when individuals refer to having their hair styled rather than simply getting a haircut. Now, guys, Tank Davis's choice of words at the conclusion of the fight, particularly regarding his decision to take a knee, suggests that his hairstyle has influenced his behavior both inside and outside the ring. Now, guys, this observation leads us to recognize what may be considered the most feminine moment in boxing history. That's right. Now, many of you may be curious about my thoughts regarding those who style their hair in a manner reminiscent of the one Gervonta Davis had the night of the fight. So please allow me to clarify my perspective. Storytime music, AB. Now, guys, there was this guy, and for the sake of this show, we'll call him Justin. And Justin had ways and always been a man of precision. His morning routine was a sacred ritual, and at the heart of it was his hair. Now, while most men his age spent 5 minutes tousling their hair with gel or letting it fall naturally, Justin treated his locks like a masterpiece. It started subtly. A deep conditioning regimen here, a little extra time with the straightener there, and soon his dedication to his hair transformed into an obsession. He watched tutorials meant for runway models, imported expensive serums, and even started getting trims from a celebrity stylist 2 cities over. As his style evolved, so did the way he carried himself. The confidence that came with the perfect wave of his hair translated into his posture, his gestures, his speech. He was fluid in a way he hadn't been before, graceful and deliberate. Guys, his wrist flicked when he spoke. His voice took an airy lilt, and he found himself walking with the sway, guys, that turned heads. Now, it didn't take long for people to notice. Why would you not notice a walk quite like this one? Hey man, I gotta ask, are you know? His co-worker Tucker asked hesitantly, one day gesturing vaguely as if the words themselves were elusive. Am I what? Justin asked, adjusting a stray strand in the reflection of his phone. You know, into dues. Justin chuckled. What makes you say that, Tucker? And Tucker hesitated. I mean, it's just the hair. The way you think hair dictates personality? Justin smirked, arching a perfectly maintained eyebrow. I mean, no, Tucker stammered. But it's like you've changed. You used to be, you know, regular. And then Justin leaned forward. Tucker, my friend, there's nothing regular about me. I have evolved. And that was the truth. He wasn't putting on an act. The transformation wasn't about an alternative lifestyle. It was about embracing the confidence that came with looking exactly how he wanted to look. But guys, perception was a tricky thing. The more Justin leaned into his identity as the man with the perfect hair, the more people around him made assumption. Is he? They whispered at the gym. I mean, he's never said, but you see the way he runs his fingers through that hair. I heard he has a whole closet just for hair products. Now, Justin heard the murmurs and smirked. Let them talk. He wasn't living an alternative lifestyle. He was living his lifestyle. And if people questioned it because he refused to let outdated ideas of masculinity dictate his grooming habits, then that was their problem. At the end of the day, he stood in front of his mirror, admiring the work of art that was his hair. It was his crown, his armor, his statement. And if a hairstyle had the power to challenge people's perceptions, then maybe, just maybe, those perceptions needed to change. Now, guys, here's my perspective. Hairstyles have the potential to challenge societal norms and perceptions. If you're not ready to embrace this challenge, I encourage you to reflect on the significant impact your hairstyle can have on your personal transformation. Otherwise, you may find yourself experiencing a moment akin to Gervonta Davis's most notable and controversial instance. All right? Family, listen. We have now come to the end of the show, and I appreciate you for continuing to rock with HeSpoke Fashion. Guys, I really enjoyed you all, and I hope that you enjoyed this show as well. Now, if you like this content, please do me a favor, hit the like button and share this with someone else. Guys, that's all I have for you tonight. I want you to have a good night, good fashion, and remember, HeSpoke Fashion to you. See you next time. Hope you'll be back to join us, my friends. All right? Yeah, in the building.